Welcome back as we continue to work toward finding the main idea of a nonfiction text. Last time we met, we talked about how there are different levels of information when you're breaking down a nonfiction text. We talked about how a retell has the most information. There we go. Oops. We talked about how a retell has the most information. And then the next level is summary. You've got the main idea plus a few key details. The next level is main idea, where you're just focusing on the big ideas of the text. And then the smallest amount of information you can give is the topic. The topic is just what's the subject it's about. It doesn't really give me any big ideas. So let's jump ahead to talking about the main idea of a paragraph. So last time we met, we talked about finding the main idea of a paragraph by asking ourselves, what's the topic? And then so what? So for this example, we talked about a topic could be monkeys, and we could say, so what? Well, the article's big idea is that monkeys fight wars between different groups. Oh, okay, so my main idea isn't monkeys. Monkeys is a topic. My main idea is monkeys fight wars between different groups. And you guys did a nice job of practicing that with me in some of your Nearpod slides. You found the main idea of the animals behaving oddly before the tsunami. You also found the main idea of the animals helping humans during a storm. So today I want to talk to you about how we can take those ideas and take them even bigger. We're going to find the main idea of a section. A section is a group of paragraphs, and a section often has like a subheading. So I know that whole section goes together because the paragraphs are linked either by a subheading or they're on the same page, but I know that those paragraphs go together to make a section. And we're going to use a strategy called boxes and bullets. Some of you may have found this before and you've used it in your class. The main idea behind this is in each of these bullet points, I'm going to put the main idea of a paragraph. So as I read the section, I can say, well, the main idea of the first paragraph is, and write it down. And then I can write, remember this fancy symbol means paragraph, the main idea of the second paragraph, and the main idea of the third paragraph. I'm going to write them like bullet points. And then I can stop and say, what's the big idea overall, and write that on top. Main idea of the section. This is also a great way to take notes if you're working with a new topic. I can read as I go and say, what is this paragraph about? What is this paragraph about? What is this paragraph about? Aha, I figured out the section. So let me use this example here to show you what I mean. All right, and this article comes to us from the Weekly Reader Corporation via ReadWorks. A family reunion. In July of 2002, a group of orcas swam to a beach in Western Canada. There, they rubbed their bellies on the smooth pebbles along the beach. The group included a young female orca named Springer. The following January, a lone orca was spotted in Puget Sound near Washington State. Scientists figured out that the orca was about 2 years old and that she had been orphaned. During spring, the orphaned orca stayed in Puget Sound. She swam near boats, and many people got to see her. They named her Springer. As the months passed, the orca became sickly. She developed a skin rash. Scientists then captured Springer. They treated the rash, and Springer got better. So that first read through, my question is, what's the topic? What did they talk about over and over? You probably noticed the word Springer over and over, or orca. Springer is the name of that orca, and orca is the type of whale she was. So I know the topic of this whole paragraph, and I'm going to even write it at the top. This whole paragraph is about Springer, the orca. That's my topic. That helps me think about my idea. So I know it's all about Springer the orca. Now as I read each paragraph, I'm going to think, so what about that paragraph and write it like a main idea just for that paragraph. And I'm going to put it down as my bullet points. All right, I'm going to start up here with this first paragraph again. In July of 2002, A group of orcas swam to a beach in Western Canada. There, they rubbed their bellies on the smooth pebbles along the beach. The group included a young female orca named Springer. Okay, what's that about? I know it's about an orca. Oh, the orca came to the beach in Canada. So I can write that as my first bullet point. An orca named Springer came to the Canada coast. Okay, and I know that that all came from this first paragraph. Now I'm ready to look at the next paragraph. The following January, a lone orca was spotted in Puget Sound near Washington State. Scientists figured out that the orca was about 2 years old and that she had been orphaned. So it's about an orca. Oh, an orphaned orca was in Washington State. The orca was found all alone near Washington when she was 2. That's the big idea. And that is the big idea, or the main idea, from the second paragraph. Let's keep going. During spring, the orphaned orca stayed in Puget Sound. She swam near boats, and many people got to see her. They named her Springer. Ooh, that's all about how she stayed. She was near boats and people. Seems like it was all about how she was around people, and it seems important that they named her Springer. So I'm going to write, she stayed near the boats and people named her Springer. So that's the big idea of the third paragraph. Let's see what the big idea of the fourth paragraph is. As the months passed, the orca became sickly. She developed a skin rash. Scientists then captured Springer. They treated the rash, and Springer got better. Oh, that paragraph's all about how she got sick, and then the scientists healed her. Springer got a rash, but scientists helped her. All right, I looked at every paragraph in that section, and I found the main idea of each paragraph. Now I can look at all of them and figure out what are the big ideas there that I can put together and make one main idea for this section. So I'm just going to read my main ideas. An orca named Springer came to the Canada coast. The orca was found all alone near Washington when she was 2. She stayed near the boats and people named her Springer. Springer got a rash, but scientists helped her. So it seems like the big idea, an orca named Springer came to the Canada coast and then she was in Washington. These ideas seem really similar. So I'm going to maybe not add that one. I'm just going to focus on this one because they're so similar. So an orca was alone when she was near Washington when she was 2. She stayed around people and they named her, and she got sick, but she got better. So an orca whale got left alone near Washington, and people named her Springer and helped her. That's the main idea of that section. I looked at the main idea of each paragraph, and then I put it together like one big sentence with many parts. And see how I used and? I kind of combined it. I could have said an orca whale got left alone near Washington. People named her Springer and helped her when she got sick. I could have made it 2 sentences, but I used an and conjunction to make it one big sentence. All right, so this is the strategy. The strategy is reading each paragraph and then writing the main idea for each paragraph and then putting it all together into one big main idea for the section. So that's what your task is. This is the second part of the article. You get to find out what happens to Springer after the scientists healed her. Your job is to read this paragraph, and then you're going to do the same thing that I just did. After you read the whole thing, you're going to think, what is my topic? And then after you read it the first time, you're going to find the topic, and then you go back and reread each paragraph and write a main idea for each paragraph. After you do that, then you figure out what's the main idea of the whole section.